Set in a drawing class, a life drawing class at the Art Institute in San Francisco, and it's told from the point of view of the woman about to model for the class. Before taking her first pose, before stepping into her stillness, Merav is struck by the image of a man holding hands with a skeleton. It's a startling first impression, captured only in her peripheral vision, yet one she will not forget. But of course, this is a drawing class. The instructor is teaching modeling lessons, anatomy. Now he has dropped the skeleton's hand and left it swinging slightly. Walking toward the platform, he announces her first series of poses, and Merav feels 16 pairs of eyes following the map he traces, searching her body for corresponding clues. The students measure her, counting distances. They hold up their twigs of charcoal the way he has undoubtedly shown them, marking their way down the length and breadth of her body. At his cue, she turns like a dancer on a music box. She takes steps in slow motion, as if underwater. Walking is controlled falling, the teacher says. The center of gravity is shifted ahead of the base of support in the direction the body is moving. Look. One of the instructor's hands is reaching toward her back, but doesn't touch it. She imagines she can feel the tense muscles of the students as they watch, their eagerness to do everything he says. Find reference points, he tells them, and use them. The head is a reference for the shoulders, the breasts. They become reference points for hips, thighs. He aims the tip of a pencil at her, gestures back at the skeleton. Everything is connected. You draw the head and forget it. You draw the arms and forget them. No, you're drawing a whole figure, something unified. If you want to draw a monster, fine, draw a monster. But if you want to draw a body, draw it whole. Merav's friend Lucy, the one who got her this job, told her she thought the teacher's name was Danzig. Lucy pronounced it as if she didn't know it was the old name of a now Polish city, and Merav didn't correct her. He came here from Austria, Lucy added. That's what everyone says. Now that Merav is here in the room with him, she knows he's not Austrian, but German. It's unmistakable, that accent, she has no doubt. Having listened to accents all her life and known how to recognize the tongues of so many places, she trusts her ear. For those first several moments, she isn't sure she can manage to stay in the room. She's stunned by this almost primal response, her coiled readiness for flight. But of course, she stays. She steadies her heartbeat, calms herself down. She is experienced, a professional. She will do her work, and he will never know how the sound of his voice threatens to expose her far more deeply than she feels now in her nakedness. Still, her body finds its own way to speak. Between poses, she breathes deeply to let the music fill her with a kind of liquid peace. Billie Holiday. A pure melodic line pours through her bones, allowing her own lines to find their song. Merav composes herself in the air the way she imagines a composer makes music, the way poets build stanzas. Sometimes Danzig stands at his own easel, a piece of charcoal in his hand. He keeps his eyes on her, as if his hands need no particular attention, and he brushes his page with lines briefer than his words. You can render completion with simple strokes, he says. You can imply everything. Something about the way he moves his arm when he reaches for his drawing, something about the way he scrapes at the page, makes her feel like flinching. It's internal, her response. She is sure no one can see it. But it's almost as though he is touching her, as though he is leaving marks on her skin. Later, tonight, when she's falling asleep and reviewing her day, she will remember the way her body reacted to his voice. The poses she took in the first session were all in the shape of fear. A woman turning away from something threatening, a body in flight, the curled-up shape of self-defense protecting the heart, the belly. She said nothing, but her body spoke its own language. Thank you.